If your document looks too cramped or too spread out, line spacing is usually the reason. Let's fix it step by step in Microsoft Word. Line spacing controls the vertical space between lines of text. That is different from paragraph spacing, which controls the space before or after a paragraph. A lot of people mix those up, so we'll look at both. Start by selecting the text you want to change. If you only want to fix one section, select that section. If you want to change most of the document, you can select More Text, or use Ctrl+A on Windows to select everything. Now go to the Home tab. In the Paragraph group, click Line and Paragraph Spacing. Here you'll see common options like 1.0, 1.15, and more. To make the document easier to read, let's choose 2.0, and Word applies the change right away. If the text looks too spread out, try 1.5 instead. That's a nice middle ground for many documents. You'll also notice options like Add space after paragraph and Remove space before paragraph. These do not change the spacing between lines inside a paragraph. They change the gap between separate paragraphs. That's important. If you ever choose a line spacing option and the document still looks off, paragraph spacing is usually the reason. Before going deeper, here's a useful tip. Click Show/Hide in the Paragraph group. This shows paragraph marks and other formatting symbols. If you have blank paragraphs or unexpected spacing, this helps you see what's really happening. Now let's use the advanced method. With your text selected, click the small launcher arrow in the bottom corner of the Paragraph group. This opens the Paragraph dialog box. This is where Word gives you more control. Look in the Spacing section. You'll see Before and After. These control paragraph spacing. So if you want more room between paragraphs, raise one of those values. If you want paragraphs tighter together, reduce them. Now look at line spacing. This dropdown gives you several options. Let's go through the important ones. Single gives you standard single spacing. 1.5 lines gives you more breathing room. Double creates classic double spacing. Then you have the custom options. At least sets the minimum spacing. Exactly forces a specific amount of spacing. Multiple lets you use a custom multiplier like 1.2 or 1.3. For example, if we choose multiple and type 1.2, Word creates slightly more space than single spacing without jumping all the way to 1.5. That's great when you want a polished look without making the page feel too loose. If you want to single space the whole document, here's the cleanest method. Select the entire document. On Windows, you can achieve this with pressing Ctrl+A. Following this, open the Paragraph dialog box. Here, set Before to 0 and set After to 0 as well. Next, choose Single from the Line Spacing menu. Then, click OK. Now the whole document is single-spaced, and the extra paragraph gaps are gone. A great tool for checking documents for issues is the OnStyle add-in, which you can try for free. With OnStyle, you can run a validation that performs over 140 checks, covering formatting, tables, content, and more. In this case, the tool has already identified that paragraph breaks were used to create line spacing, which is incorrect. You can quickly resolve this by clicking Fix All. Running this check also reveals whether spacing is consistent throughout the document. Here, we can see that it isn't, so we can begin correcting it right away. Be sure to check out OnStyle on the link in the description below. Here are the big mistakes to avoid. First, changing line spacing when the real issue is paragraph spacing. Second, selecting only one paragraph when you meant to format the whole document. Third, using extra blank lines by pressing Enter instead of using proper paragraph spacing. And fourth, forgetting that headings, tables, captions, and other parts of the document may need different spacing than body text. If this video was useful, subscribe to our channel and like this video. See you soon!